Hello, let's talk. It's been a couple of months now since my last video. It's actually almost been 2 months. And I'm very sorry about that. I could offer all kind of excuses. I could go into the various things that I've been going through in real life and the fact that I've got a new job and I've got a new car and things are actually going quite well. But for some time there, things were pretty helter-skelter. And so I wasn't really feeling very positive, and I wasn't really feeling like coming at you every day with my Minecraft builds. My other main problem was this thing. Guys, this just isn't working out. It was a neat idea. It was a neat concept. So for those of you who don't know, this is supposed to be a giant tower that goes all the way up into the sky to let everyone, within 1,000 blocks know that this is where the city of New Eldaris is. Well, that's just not going to happen. It's not happening. I'm just not happy with what I've built above the ground here. Now, down here is the Leap of Faith, and at the bottom there is all of my storage. And surrounding this whole area, built underground, are a series of farms that are supplying me with endless resources as I speak. And all of that I'm very happy with. So I'm happy with that, but everything that I've built above ground is just terrible. Where to begin? All right, so I like the facade here. I like the facade, but then as soon as you get inside here, there's this giant space under here, which I wasn't quite able to fill. I wasn't able to figure out how to use this. I thought maybe, like stairs coming down from up there, but then these little platforms are in the way. So this is just very bland. I've tried like several things in order to make this work. Now I've got this little roof up here, and I can't even like comfortably put a window in there. It's just there for no reason. And this whole lobby is kind of here and it's empty and it's just sort of here for no reason. And then over here, I've got this stairwell, very, very grand stairwell. It goes all the way down into the first level of the Leap of Faith here, but it just, it doesn't look all that good. It's just, it doesn't look terrible, but it's a waste of space. Originally, this episode was going to be a time lapse where I built it, and I have several clips recorded, and this is what I was doing. I was trying to build like a double layer. Like there was going to be this wall back here and this little corridor to walk through. But then I didn't build it high enough, and then I was like experimenting, like, well, how high does this need to be? It needs to go all the way up to 110, because if I'm flying from the bottom of the Leap of Faith down there, and I curve my trajectory toward one of these archways, I will smack into the top every time. It's almost unavoidable. It looks bad, and frankly, it doesn't work the way I wanted it to. I wanted to be able to fly out of there with one rocket, but the best I can do is kind of fly up into the middle there and then use another rocket to kind of shoot out, and that's just not what I had in mind. So folks, on today's episode, what I'm going to do is tear this down. And then, time willing, I am going to lay out a castle. I think what needs to go here in the center of a medieval city is a castle, an easily recognizable castle keep. And the castle keep will be surrounding the Leap of Faith. That way you can just go into the castle and drop straight into the ground. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I have never liked these patios. These patios are terrible. And they're just basically big spawn pads for monsters. They've just spawned monsters here all the time. I'm constantly coming out here. The idea was that I was supposed to be able to work at any time, day or night, anywhere in the city. And the fact is I can't. There's just monsters spawning all over the place here. This is a pretty big setback, I realize. I spent I spent like a month coming up with the design for the base here. And then, you know, over the last couple of weeks, I just kept kind of trying to build the upper level, and I would build it and I didn't like it, and I would tear it down, and then I would go back and try again, and then I would test flying from the bottom of the leap of faith like I was talking about. But I could just never get it to work, and I'll be honest with you, I just was never really a big fan of this. I'll tell you, I'm curious. I'm really curious to see how many resources I put into this colossal failure that I'm tearing down right now. I'm going to put some chests up here on the surface, and I'm going to put all the materials that I used to build it into those chests rather than storing them down in my maid storage below. That way I can tell exactly how many blocks I used building this. So I'm playing in 1.15.1, and every night the moon rises and that's what it looks like. Does this happen to anybody else, to where the moon is just a halo? I mean, it kind of looks like it's, I don't know, like an equinox, I guess? Is that what it is when the planet covers the moon? It's bizarre. It's been doing that for the past couple of nights. I don't know if it's like this version or what, but the cycle of the moon is not updating. It's weird. Oh, look at these guys. And one of the main things, as you can see, I've got my 4 beams shooting out the top there, giving me all 5 of the status effects you see on the screen. And if I build a tower above there, I'm not going to be able to have the beams there anymore, and I'm not going to be able to have those status effects throughout my base. Whereas if I just build a castle courtyard there, I could still have those beams, I could still have all the effects throughout my castle and throughout, you know, the surrounding area, and that'll be pretty cool. That moon really bugs me. I'll tell you, it's liberating. It's just liberating having torn that ugly patio out of there and putting some torches back down and knowing that it's not going to be a friggin' spawn pad anymore. One really good thing that's come out of this is I've gotten really good at landing on this. You just have to hold shift while you land. Now we can get up here. One of the things I regret about this most is that these end crystals are... I'm not going to be able to save them. They're unsavable. My understanding is that if I try to use a pickaxe to collect these, they're going to break or they're going to explode and maybe even kill me. So probably the best thing I can do is blow them up. Oh my god, that was awesome. I wonder, did it blow up my blocks or do I get them back? No, it definitely blew up my blocks. There's no getting them back. Well, that was kind of cool though. Oh, look, blowing up one blew up the other one. Or it seems to have. Wait. That's strange. All right, then we got 2 more out here. So I'm gonna stay further back. And I'm gonna, yeah, get back here. Let's shoot them from back here and let's see what happens. That's weird, it blows up both of them at the same time. Oh, that's interesting. Sorry, kitty. Hope you weren't hurt. Yeah, I didn't get the chisel block back. Yeah, it destroyed those blocks. They're gone. Oh, well. That was pretty amazing. I mean, that was like landing on the head of a dime or something like that. That was cool. So I'm almost done tearing this down, and I'm getting a little sad. Not only because today was my last day at work, a place where I worked with a lot of good people for 6.5 years. And I shared some tears before I left, it's true. When you've invested that much time and emotion into a place, it's difficult not to get emotional. But also because I'm almost finished tearing this down. And not only am I not going to hear these satisfying sounds anymore, but the fact that this just didn't work out, you know, I really had high hopes here. But like my friend Carl said, it's better to pull back, refactor, and start again rather than have to start over again. I'm paraphrasing and I didn't quite get it right, but that's the gist of what he said. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to laying out my castle. Oh, but first things first, part of the reason that I came up with the design that I did is these stairs. So I wanted to have, I don't know, while I was working on the farm over there, I think, and building these farms under here, I thought it would be a good idea to have stairs that went down here, and then I wanted these stairs to basically serve as the entrance to a large building, and then I built that building, and that's where the whole concept kind of took off. So I'm going to get rid of these stairs. And then we're going to extend the lip, or the edge, out until it meets up with this edge. And my music just came on, and now you probably can't hear me. All right, so finally got the stairs out, got the dirt and stone all filled in, and now I'm going to start a lip. I'm going to extend, I'm going to basically create a platform. Yeah, it'll be like 3, like this one, and it will extend all the way around the barrier there so that hopefully nothing like that will ever happen again. What is he doing? What are you doing down there? How did you get there? How did you get down there? Oh, wandering traders are so bizarre. And this is it. This is all the materials that, of course, there was some dirt used. These are all the materials that went into that structure. All compiled into these 6 double chests. All right, so I'm just going to leave it up here, and I will organize it, and I will use it to start building my castle. And immediately after recording that last clip, I realized that that might be triggering for some of you with ADHD, so here are they all again, nicely arranged. Just the way I like it. I feel you, brothers and sisters. Okay, guys, so I have created a circular platform 2 blocks up all the way around. As you can see, this is a little bit different than the platforms down in the Leap of Faith. I used full blocks on this top level instead of slabs. And the reason for that is I want to connect a full dirt courtyard to this circle. So there'll be dirt all the way around it. And then, of course, we'll determine the outer perimeter of the castle, too. As you can see, I've notched some grass blocks up here in the top level, just to kind of indicate that this is the grass level. Down there is the emerald level. Down below that is a redstone level, the iron level, and then the diamond level, all the way down there at level 12 and below, just like you would expect. I'm not really sure if the grass is going to stay grass, but for some reason it has stayed there like that ever since I put it there. If it stays, if it, retains its grassiness, that'd be great. But if it converts over to a dirt block, that'd be too bad. So we'll see what happens. I don't know, but I think I might be fine with this being the grass level. At any rate, now I'm going to create a platform, and I'm actually not sure how wide it needs to be because I sort of need to design my castle now. So this side is kind of safe because we've got these lights in the ground coming all the way over here, and I would prefer to cover these. So I think we will definitely be taking the grass all the way out this way to at least this far. And that way these lights will be covered by dirt and they won't be showing over here in the moat. And I think the moat, I don't know. Yeah, it probably just needs to be just this wide. So we can continue the moat going right there. So I'm going to grab some wool and I'm going to start laying out my castle on top of what's going to be this upper level of the moat. My friends, I have been working very hard with wool and shears to come up with a design representative of a perfect castle to go around my leap of faith you can see down there in the center. So up front here, we have the forward gatehouse. I believe it's called a barbican. So there will be a barbican and then a drawbridge here, and then another gatehouse, an internal gatehouse at the entrance to the castle there. This area with the white over here is going to be the location of the Great Hall. Now, I've been watching a series of videos by a guy named Shadiversity, or just Shad, maybe his name is. I'm not sure. But they're very informative. He's a scholar who's really interested in castles, and it was very informative. In one of the episodes that I watched, it was really interesting to hear how castles basically started with a big building, a singular big room, and then the lords would add additional pieces of their castle. So I am going to start with the Great Hall because it'll be a big room, and as soon as it's finished, I can move into it. Now this area outlined by dark gray right here will be the keep, and the keep will build up over top of the Great Hall, and it will kind of overpower the central area, the leap of faith there, and it'll have towers there and there off to the sides of it, and probably a couple of balconies off of the backside, as you can see there. Next to that will be the dungeon tower. Every castle had a very tall tower which goes up into the sky. So this is I think it's like a 15 wide tower that's going to circular, and it's going to go all the way up. Probably might have some square areas, and it'll probably narrow as it gets to the top. And I'm currently at Y64. I'm probably pointing at the general level to which it's going to reach. Over here, we're going to have the North Gatehouse. There will be a drawbridge here, and that'll connect with a road which will go straight to a bridge over across the river. So that path right there is how people will cross the river to get to the farmland on the opposite side. This whole area right there is a dam, and on this side is a dam, and then this whole little deep area right here will be a moat. Over here, I'm going to go ahead and fly down here so I can show you bird's eye view of everything laid out. So this black area up against the wall here is going to be a blacksmith, and I'm going to pull an armorer and a weaponsmith villager, and I'm going to trap them in that area using double carpet so that they can't get out. And then over here, I'm going to build stables. So each of these represents a post. Each of these little 3 wide chambers here will have a separate horse in it. And then I think we're probably going to have a little bit of a space to either side of it. So we'll be able to literally walk between the stable and the wall right here. All right, so I think I have a pretty good outline for what I am going to build. The castle keep, of course, will be more winding. There'll be a lot of stairwells and stairways connecting one level to the next. So I'm just going to kind of lay out what I want inside of the first level, and then I am going to build that level, and then I will worry about the level on top of that once I've gotten stairwells all laid out the way I want and everything looking good on the first level. So the castle keep will build more organically, but it'll be several levels high with several bedrooms and several towers, several balconies to look out over the lands and everything. And I think that'll be nice. I think that this is a much better plan than what I was going for before. And of course, the main effect is that I'll be able to fly out from the bottom of the leap of faith down there, and I'll be able to fly to any part of the city without this structure getting in my way. So everyone, I think the last thing that I can do in this episode today, because I'm actually kind of running out of time and it's taken quite a bit of effort to get to this point, I think the last thing I'm going to do to close up this episode today is to fill this central area in with dirt so that all of my plans are on top of a solid surface. And I'm going to fill out the moat over here. And this is what I thought I'd do for the dams. I think it's pretty cool. I don't mind that there's a little bit of a gap between the water and the bars holding it back. But I thought that was a neat little dam that I could make in order to prevent the water from spilling out and just kind of flowing into this area. Let me know what you think of my dam here. Let me know if you have any additional ideas. All right, guys, check it out. The moat already looking pretty good. I have kind of a rough section over here where I have some running water. Obviously, I didn't get enough source blocks in there, but I am going to work on that off camera. I'll probably fill up the bottom of the moat a little bit. As you can see, we're getting some obvious block placements in the grass down there, so might have to replace quite a bit of the bottom here with gravel, sand, dirt paths, some other. I don't know if dirt paths will persist underwater. But anyway, please let me know what you think about the castle plan here and switching over and everything. I think it's a great idea. It looks like it's really going to work out. Between now and the next episode, I'm going to do some additional filling of land, and I might tear down this section a little bit. Yeah, it looks like this area needs to be layered down a little bit. So I'm going to get back some of the dirt that I used in this episode, and everything is looking pretty good and going pretty well. So if you enjoyed this episode, please give me a like and please subscribe for more. And please join me again as we continue building this castle. On the next episode, obviously, I'll get started on the Great Hall and I will move into it. And the Great Hall, of course, will be the first glimpse of how the castle walls and the rest of the castle is going to look. So hope you're having a great day. Hope you're staying safe and healthy. Please come back and see me again. Bye, guys.